good morning, good morning, good morning. I am late. I know. I'm so sorry. I'm late. I was running around this morning and I didn't, I was planning on going a little earlier, but the stores opened early. So I went and I did some grocery shopping and stuff and came back and started preparing food for today. So good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Freeside, Crazy Cat Mama, Big Bad Wolf, Michelle LaBelle, Cree, Big Bad Wolf, Crazy Cat Mama, Scotland. Hi, 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 hi. So this morning I really wanted to talk about Chad Daybell, but I am going to do that, but I want to make a comment. I received a clip, and I keep saying I don't want to get clips, but I received a clip from a live that was held last night, and someone was on panel saying they had screenshots from my live. It was also stated that they were having a fit because this was happening to Brooke. No, they, and I'm speaking for myself, said it doesn't matter who it was happening to. It's not right and it needs to be reported. I also stated I don't care for someone I don't like. It's not right. So, whatever people were saying in my chat, that's what they were saying. I am speaking for myself. I don't think any of it is right. It's gone too far. Just like it went too far with reading the FOIAs about her daughter. Just like it went too far. You know what? I have nothing else to say on that because in time, in time, we will see how this plays out. So for that, I don't really give a shit. Just don't say they, because I said none of it's right. It's gone too far. Giving out people's addresses, everything. It's too far, too much. That's point blank, period. That's what I have to say. So anyway, let's talk about Chad Daybell. Woo, Lord. Chad Daybell, he's on day 2. Well, we're getting ready to go into day 3 of his trial. We all remember the doomsday people. But I don't know if anybody listened to the opening statement of that trial. There were some powerful statements being made. They're asserting that Chad Daybell was manipulated by Lori Daybell. Okay. They're saying that if it was about sex, power, and money for Chad. Good morning, Dreamsicle. Good morning, Michelle LaBelle. Good morning, Karma for All. What else? I'm sure I missed some people, but I'm sorry if I missed you. I'll catch you. So, you know, I'm trying to figure out how Lori manipulated him when he passed a note to one of Lori's friends when they first met that he wanted. Good morning, Mustang Mike. That he wanted to meet Lori. Lori was married to Charles at the time, if I remember correctly. She was married. Lori had already put into motion about, she was believing in celestial beings and someone had taken over Charles's body. Someone had taken over Taylor's body. This man had his wife Cade because of Lori. She tried to kill her brother-in-law. She killed her ex-husband. She had her children killed. Her brother they found out that he died of natural causes, which I don't believe that for a minute. But anyway, so the closing arguments, the opening arguments were really powerful. And then on day 2, when the detective was up speaking about how they found Taylor's body, that had been dismembered, parts of her, and burned, and they were in a pet cemetery. He refused to even look at the autopsy photos. But we're going to listen to the opening arguments. I found it on Vinny because I found them in transcripts, but it was just too much to read. And I have a live today at 3:30 with Sarah Teague. Her daughter Heather went missing in 1995. Sarah has sent me so much stuff, and today she sent me a whole bunch of stuff, and I was sifting through that. She's got police reports. She's got the emails that were sent in. There is so much on this case, and it's almost 29 years on April 25th that she's been missing. So she's going to come up today. So I hope you guys are here for that. She's a very, very nice woman. And she just wants to know what happened to her daughter, where her daughter can be found. She thinks that they have found her remains. She's working, I can't remember the search team in Ohio, but they have to get permission from the property owners to go on the property to start searching. So let's just get into these opening arguments. And I found them from Vinnie Politan. And let me share this with you guys. Here we go. I'm just tired of all this craziness. So I'm going to get back into what I love to do. Okay. So that's where
thank you for joining us on Closing Arguments. Get ready. Monday, it begins the trial of the second half of the Doomsday Couple. But let's take a moment before we get to him and her and remember what this case is really about. 3 people who should be here today.
3 people.
Little JJ, who went missing. Grandpa was concerned. Grandma was concerned, and it started the whole search. Tylee, who lost her life, who was murdered. Her mother's already been held responsible.
JJ was murdered.
And Tammy, the devoted, faithful wife of Chad Daybell for all those years, raising all those children, doing everything right. She's gone too. Now, so who's left? Well, the
That's what they couple. Are, like losers. I don't have time for it.
They're kind of jammed up right now. Lori's been convicted of the murder. She's serving life in prison. She has a second trial that's getting ready to take place in Arizona involving the murder of her prior husband, Charles. And there's Chad. He's getting ready. Monday, it all begins for him. And he's been implicated in the murder of Lori's 2 children, plus the murder of his faithful and loving wife, Tammy.
Now, his kids are in court. You know, that's their dad. I understand. But when I was looking and I wanted to see, they weren't really looking at the autopsy photos or anything as well. I want to know what's going through their mind, knowing that your father is on trial for killing your mother and 2 innocent young kids. I understand standing by your dad, but goddamn, they're there. Same thing now with OJ. OJ died. Okay, we know what is it? Friday, Thursday, he's died. Now they're playing all of this on ID Discovery about his trial and all this stuff. The man hasn't even been interned yet. And they're putting all this out. Forget the fact that he has kids. I know his kids knew what was going on with the trial, but the grandkids. And then you have Caitlyn Jenner, Bruce, that stated that good riddance, which Caitlyn forgot. She murdered somebody in a car accident, head-on collision. So should we say good riddance to, for her too? Or him, her? What the fuck are people thinking about this? No matter what he did, this man had kids. His kids don't deserve this. That goes for anybody. The kids don't deserve that. I mean, it was a national story. It made hate like global. And now, the last few days of OJ's death, everybody that went to see him had to sign NDAs. All this shit. Let these kids grieve their father and his grandkids. Then go with all, but it's sensationalism. That's what it is. Sensationalism. I mean, they done played this trial, which was an 11-month trial. They've been doing it in sections. I was like, God damn. I was there for the trial. Well, not there, but I watched the whole shit. But still, this is crazy. It's crazy. So anyway, let's get on with this.
Now, this was a steamy, hot love affair. Soon after Tammy was dead, they were together, running down Hawaii, getting married, and spending that bag of money from the insurance, which was collected very quickly, by the way.
Yes, it was.
I want you to take a listen to some folks who were kind of in the circle of Chad and Lori as they describe what this relationship was like.
Did Lori ever indicate to you whether or not she and Chad were engaged in an affair?
She would just share that they were intimate.
Was this while Charles was still alive?
Yes.
Yes, he went
Was
to
this
her
while
house.
Tammy was still alive?
Yes.
He stayed at their
Did Lori
home.
indicate whether or not she thought it was okay that they were engaging in intimate relations?
She did. She felt it was according to God's will.
God.
And did she tell you,
It's amazing how you
expand
do
on
wrong
why
and
she
put God
believed it
in
was
there.
according to God's will?
Yes. She explained that because they had been married in multiple lives and they had a mission together, that it was okay.
To me, it seemed like they were acting like a couple of teenagers that were first in love. And they were holding hands.
A fifth husband.
Sitting real close to each other. And Chad was rubbing her leg. And I just thought that was odd for your spouse just passed within a week and a half.
They were really loving with one another and affectionate.
Now, at this time, were you aware that he was still married to Tammy Daybell?
Yes.
Okay. Did the fact that he was married come up at all?
Yes.
Right. How did that happen?
I asked him about I just asked him how his marriage was with the Tammy and if she was a good wife. And he said he had no complaints and she was a good wife, but he said her time was coming up and that her and him and Lori were gonna, go do the things that they.
Did you hear that? Her time was coming up because supposedly Lori had a dream, just like she had a dream about her kids. Lori said that, her body, Tammy's body, had been taken over. Bullshit.
Committed to do for God.
It was my understanding that her belief system had changed because of this group that she had recently become a part of.
He was trying to teach me about some of their beliefs, about the gathering of the 144,000 and then Satan having powers to push people out of their bodies and then the spirits being stuck.
Lori and Chad were teaching that if you had been exalted in another world, another probation, then this time that you came to the earth, it didn't count for you because you had already proven yourself another probation. And she would often say, it doesn't count for me.
Do you recall who else you were told was dark?
So it was Charles, that was Brandon, her brother, not Alex, but another brother of hers, eventually her dad, and then Tylee, then Kay, then at the very end, JJ.
Again, you people knew this woman was losing her mind. Charles tried to get her treatment. and she turned it around on him, and then this man is murdered. I mean, shot by her brother, because supposedly he came there to pick up JJ to take him to school, and he was putting his hands on Lori, so the brother just happens to kill him. This is crazy. The police, everybody dropped the ball on this. Now we have all of these people that are now deceased at the hands of these two Looney Tune people. There is no excuse for this. Oh, yes, God was speaking to him like Gary. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, Michelle. I don't think God's going to speak to you and tell you to K people. I really don't. I don't think God's going to tell you that, but okay.
And during her trial, Lori Daybell, I mean, she really didn't fight the charges. I mean, she was almost happy to be there, it seemed. It
Look
was
at her.
really strange, bizarre behavior by someone facing the rest of her life in prison, accused of murdering her children. But she didn't really put up a fight. And something else, she never turned on Chad.
Never.
Never. In fact, she got a little upset when her own attorney criticized Chad's books, his writings. I mean, she is still like in love with this guy, infatuated with this guy, and would never turn on him. She did speak, though, at the end of the case, at her sentencing, and no one will ever forget this statement.
Yep, here we go.
I was told by Jesus that I needed to go back and complete things that I had covenanted or promised to do before I was born. This caused me a lot of distress because I knew heaven was my real home, and I only wanted to be there. I was free from pain, emotional and physical. But then I was shown how I would help my children and others in the future. So ultimately, I did agree to go back to my body.
She went back to her body. Oh, okay.
Jesus knows me, and Jesus understands me.
Mm-hmm.
I mourn with all of you who mourn my children and Tammy.
Uh-huh.
Jesus Christ knows the truth of what happened here.
Yeah, he knows you killed
Jesus Christ knows that no one was murdered in
Ooh.
this case.
Oh my God.
Accidental deaths happen.
Accidental deaths. Accidental deaths. Your husband, Charles, shot. That was an accident. Your daughter, Haley, dismembered. Thrown in a pet cemetery. Your brother, the one who's now deceased, took JJ's life, buried him in the pet cemetery, and then Chad said he was shooting at a raccoon. Those were all accidental deaths. Tammy, accidental death. Nobody died, guys. No one was murdered. No one at all. Let's remember that. Jesus Christ knows what happened.
Suicides happen.
Suicide.
Fatal side effects from medications happen.
Side effects of medication.
Bizarre. Let's bring in our special guest. Joining
all right,
us
so
in San Antonio, Texas.
Okay.
Lori Vallow's cousin and author of the book, I Walked Through the Fire to Get Here. Megan Connor joining us. Excuse me, Megan.
Now, what I don't understand is all these people are writing these books. Megan was involved. Melanie was involved. They all knew this woman was going through a psychosis. No one stepped in to do anything. When your kids go missing, no one, when you call and say, nope, JJ's not here. I was told that he was visiting. So nope, no one, except for her oldest son, started calling the police because he wanted to know where his sister and his little brother was. JJ was adopted. That's Charles' family. JJ was adopted. He had special needs. No one found this bizarre. So, but they're making money off of this.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Let's start with the statement that we
Good
just
morning,
heard from
Christoph.
that moment in court, because she sort of sat throughout this trial, was not allowing her lawyers to fight this case. What did you hear in that statement, and what did you see when you saw Lori making that statement?
It just confirmed for me that she was still deluded into thinking that she hadn't done anything wrong. And I was infuriated with how disrespectful that statement was to her victims. And it was just very difficult.
She doesn't
to
have
listen
victims.
to. It was
accidental deaths, suicide.
It's really just mind blowing. I
Death
have
by
so many
medication,
emotions
wrong
come up
medication.
listening to that statement, and I still do, even now, so long afterwards. Just realizing that she really is not herself.
You think? Well, when you say she's not herself, you knew her before the rest of us knew her. Take us back to that time, and then compare and explain to us when these changes happened and when you noticed these changes happening.
Yes, tell us, please.
Well, when we were kids, she was a bright, bubbly, smart, funny, kid and teenager. She was the cheerleader. She was
Fifth husband.
She would always command a room. She loved to sing. She loved to dance. And I think, those personality traits, some of them continued. But when we were young adults, I started to notice her sort of manipulative behaviors. I started to notice that she was more interested in getting what she wanted than she was in maintaining relationships with people. And it was difficult to watch those personality traits come out. When she decided to divorce Joe Ryan and she started making accusations against him, I didn't really know what to think of all of that. I was going through some difficult things.
That's when they were served with trying to find the kids, and they needed to produce the kids. And she was in Hawaii then. Look how Chad is sitting there smiling. They have no care in the world. Good morning, Island Girl. No, I didn't get that. Hold on. Damn it. Yesterday was crazy. Hold on. Island Girl, I don't have a text from you. I don't have a text from you, Island Girl. The last text I have from you is on April 8th. Okay. I'll call you after this.
Myself, and that's really the last time that we were in close contact. I only saw her occasionally at family events after that. So I know that she was already down this kind of, as Judge Boyce said, religious rabbit hole. When I heard that she was attending the temple every day, I knew that she was enjoying Visions of Glory and other near-death experience books. So I knew that she was kind of going off in a direction that wasn't traditional for our faith. And I didn't really know Chad Daybell, never met him, but Lori was definitely already in a place at that point where she was manipulating people. She was, she kind of had her little group of followers that she controlled and told what to do. So that part of it was not new when she met Chad.
So, one way that she was portrayed, and I'm trying to understand this, the dynamics and the relationship. Prosecutors seem to argue that Lori was the one sort of in charge of this couple. And what you're describing to me, someone who's able to manipulate people and get them to do what she wants. Would you see that as consistent, that she could be in a relationship with a man and she's sort of in charge of that relationship?
Yeah, it's such an interesting dynamic, because I definitely saw, since reading all the FOIA documents and every interview and every video, and sort of looking at and listening to the podcast that she was involved in, it's really interesting to see this dynamic where she was sort of covertly manipulating what she wanted, but at the same time using Chad's beliefs and his whole structure of theology as a justification for her kind of getting what she wanted, being in a position of power where she could tell other people what to do, and she could sort of play out her own narrative of how she wanted to, you know, get out of Charles's life and be free of the children. It was just really scary to watch those two dynamics come together and play together to end in tragedy.
Now, I think another relationship that will be front and center in the upcoming trial of Chad Daybell will be the relationship of Lori and her brother Alex.
Look at this. This man's wife was dead, what, so 7 days? He married her? Was it 7 or 2 weeks? Can't remember. He has no care in the world. She has no care in the world. And then she goes back to Kauai where she used to live with Charles, before she convinced him to move back. Hi, Patricia. She has no care in the world. You've got your kids you've already K'd. You've K'd Charles. You've killed Tammy. Are you fucking kidding me? And he's sitting over there smiling. Look at him, just smiling. Get the fuck out of here.
How well did you know Alex, and what were your thoughts
Alex
of
is
this
the brother that is now
brother-sister
deceased.
relationship of your cousins?
I knew Alex very well. We spent a lot of time together as young adults, and especially when he lived in San Antonio with his parents here in town. He spent some time living at my parents' house, and we did spend a lot of time together. So I felt like I knew him pretty well. I always knew him to be somebody who was sort of detached emotionally, wasn't really capable of forming emotional connections with people.
That was Lori's henchman right
He sort
there.
of played off everything serious as a joke, and so he didn't really face up to serious conversations. He never wanted to have confrontations. He would make jokes about those things. But as soon as I understood what had happened with him assaulting Joe Ryan and him going to prison for that assault, that sort of turned a corner in my mind about what kind of a person he was and what he was capable of.
Let's talk about that manipulation again by Lori in the dynamic between Alex and Lori, trying to figure out again who's calling the shots, because this all resulted in murders. I mean, horrific murders. Could you see a scenario where Lori is manipulating Alex? Are they playing off each other? Is he doing things perhaps to try to please her? How do you see that dynamic?
It seemed to me that Alex really wanted to be a protector of Lori, and I think he did.
Now, Joe Ryan is Cody's dad, which is the son that was looking and pleading with his mother. Charles was Taylor's dad. This whole shit is just disgusting. And the fact that she sits there and smile, he's smiling, they don't have a care in the world. I did this whole, I gotta find it. I think it's still in my brain. Let me look.
Definitely see himself that way.
Let me look.
And talking with him a little bit after, years after
No, it's
the
not in
assault
my
on Joe
brain.
Ryan, I think he really did believe that he was protecting Lori from somebody dangerous and protecting the children from somebody dangerous. And so I think he did view that as his role as her older brother. But also, when Lori wanted something to get done, it got done. She's always been kind of the person in the family who could dictate something and people would go along with it, because it was good to have her approval. She was, a person that was bright and funny and all those things. But if you did something she didn't like, she could be really vicious and unkind.
There it is.
And I think people in the family not wanting to see that side of her were a lot more willing to go along with whatever it was that she wanted to get done.
And how has the rest of her immediate family reacted to all of this? I mean, this is a huge case. Now it's a second trial. The names, the faces, the images, the stories are out there. How are they living the rest of their lives?
I think it's been devastating for everyone. Somebody who interviewed me at one point commented that that murderers kill their families too. And I think that's absolutely true. Our family will never be the same after this. I know everybody's kind of handling it in their own way. I think some healthier than others.
Okay. I can't take no more of this, but I want you to hear the detective in what he described when they got to the pet cemetery. So I did pull that, and let me. Yeah, I can't hear them. Yeah, I just can't, because these people did nothing. Nothing. The mother was believing her, the sister was believing her, and the mother and the sister did an interview, and they were believing every fucking word she had to say. So I just can't hear no more of that. Let me share this detective when he was describing what happened when they got there, and he was recalling, and this is the second day of the trial, when he was recalling what they saw when they were excavating JJ and Taylor. Oh, hold on, I have it on mute.
To see the different color and the changes in the soil from dry to a wet, moist dirt. You start to see to the left just a little bit of that.
See, he's not looking
There
at
you
the
can
monitors
see a
at all.
white piece sticking out, and it's burnt on top, and that's charred bone that's starting to stick out, and all the little pieces next to it are pieces of burnt flesh, tissue. Where we later determined were organs that were all kind of, that's the top of what was inside the bucket. So that's what we first started to see when we started to excavate. And at this point, we're still using the hand tools. Yes.
It's like he has no, there's Chad. He doesn't have a care in the world. He doesn't have a care in the world. What did I do?
You explain for the jury what you observed in States to 11C. So as we started to excavate down further, some of the top of the mass of burnt flesh wasn't really attached to anything. And so when we would start to dig away towards
So
the
that's an
sides,
accidental death,
we
guys.
kind of come
Accidental.
apart. It wasn't part of that original mass. And so what you're looking at on this blue tarp is burnt flesh still attached to some bone. The upper left part of that section that you're looking at is part of the hip bone that still has burnt flesh attached to it, and dirt and just fatty burnt tissue. You described the jury what you observed in States Exhibit 11D. So when I talked
For a
about,
minute, I thought he
started
was
to take
shaking
a
when I was
roundish
watching this, but I
shape,
don't know if
this
he
is
was
what we're
shaking or
trying
not.
to do. And we dug around the
Because I
sides
can't
of it,
tell on this one.
trying to get to the bottom. Because like I said, the goal was to get underneath, have 3 or 4 guys in there and just lift it onto the tarp. So that's what you're looking at in this photograph.
So that was that. I was trying to find a longer one, but it's graphic. Hold on a second. Let me see. Can I find all of his testimony? Because I was trying to find a longer one so we can see. This is too long, but I was trying to find one with just a detective up there. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. I was trying to do a clip of it. Good morning, Gwen. Rexburg. I have it as loud as it's gonna go. That one, the other one was louder. Let's see how this works out. Can you guys hear that? Wait a minute. And he was the first witness for the state. Okay, I just want to get to the testimony when he was talking about them. When he so he like come y'all didn't tell me I wasn't
The
sharing the
lies
screen?
and the deception from
Damn it.
JJ's uncle, who was Alex Cox. I felt there was more going on with the whereabouts of JJ. And so at that time,
Someone
I
told me I
wanted
wasn't
every
sharing the
way over there
screen.
to see if we could figure out what was going on. So I asked my lieutenant to gather some detectives and respond to my location.
And then what happened?
A few minutes later,
told me I
my
wasn't
lieutenant
sharing.
arrived with Detective Dave Stubbs, who had a body cam.
Well, I
at that
wasn't
point.
paying attention. I was listening.
We began knocking on doors. We went back to 175, which was Lori Rowell's apartment. And started knocking on the door. We didn't get
I
in.
am sorry. I'm so sorry. I was listening and I'm looking at the other screen. And then I went back to StreamYard and I went, why is it not on the screen? So I need to go back to. I'm sorry. I need to go back. Hold on. Let me go back. Okay. This is where I was. Okay. There we go.
And that would be exhibits 9A through 9D. Detective, do you recognize state's exhibits 9A through 9D?
Yes, I do.
What do they purport to be?
That is the Jeep that I had seized, parked in the parking lot just outside of 565.
Right. And were these pictures taken at the location of 565 Pioneer?
No, these photographs were taken at our impound lot at the police department.
Right. Did you take these pictures?
I did not.
Now, what I want to say on this is I remember somewhere in here when he was questioning Chad Daybell, he said that he only met Lori a couple of times and he didn't know her that well. So they were already married at this time. So he was lying to the detective.
But do you recognize these images as true and accurate representations of the Jeep you seized from 565 Pioneer Drive?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd ask the state's exhibits 9A through D be entered into evidence.
The objection from the defense.
Judge, I'd like to move on to do it in
So they were already married and he was lying to the damn detective.
All right, you can order or ask foundational questions, Mr. Pryor.
I'm telling y'all, I be thinking,
Thank you.
and then I'm reading all the stuff
You
that
mentioned you
Sarah
were
just sent to
surveillance
me.
on the Jeep, is that correct?
That's correct.
I don't know
You had
how
occasion to
I'm
be
going to
close
do
to the
this in
Jeep
an
during that
hour,
surveillance?
an hour and a half.
We hadn't located the Jeep during that surveillance. I located the Jeep on November 4th, 2019, and that's when I had it impounded.
Okay, and at the time of being impounded, did you have the occasion to go through the Jeep and observe the Jeep energy? Or were you relying just on the photographs taken in the Jeep? Do you understand my question?
No, sir, you
I'll
repeat it.
rephrase that. Did you have a personal occasion to go through the inside of that Jeep and observe the contents within the Jeep?
Your Honor, I think that goes beyond the scope of this specific exhibit.
I guess the issue, Mr. Wood, is he indicated he did not take these photographs, and some of the exhibits also contain
Hi,
photographs
Jody.
of the interior of the Jeep, so it's proper, more dire any of an objection.
Thank you.
May I continue, Judge?
Yes.
Officer, all I'm trying to establish is I don't want you to be able to testify that someone else took the pictures and this is what they found. I want you to be able, you're authenticating and you're under oath to swear that these are accurate photos. I'm trying to find out if that knowledge is based on your personal experience, or is it simply based on the fact that you're relying on somebody else who told you this is what we found? So that's what.
Okay, that has nothing to do with
Sure.
anything. They're
I
just
impounded
finding
the
evidence.
Jeep.
Hold on a second.
The children. And we told them we hadn't. They stated that JJ's grandmother.
Judge, I'm going to object to this. I'm trying to be somewhat open-minded about foundation. I'm going to object.
I'll ask a question, Your Honor.
Go ahead, thanks.
So you did have further contact with law enforcement from Arizona?
Correct.
And which law enforcement agency was that?
Gilbert Police Department.
And was it Gilbert Police Department that was looking for that Jeep?
Yes, it was.
When you followed up with them about the Jeep, did they give you any other information about their case?
They did.
Did any of that information regard children?
Yes, it did.
What were you told by Gilbert Police?
Judge objection, hearsay.
Coming in for the effect on the listener, Your Honor.
Judge, could we approach?
No, give me a moment to make a ruling on that. I'll instruct the witness can answer the question, but for only the purpose of effect on the listener. If you can clarify.
Okay, I'm trying to find the shit about the bodies. Hold on. I think it's here.
Yes, that's my understanding, Your Honor.
All right, and this prior any objection from the defense to proceeding in that matter with those few exhibits?
No objection.
Okay, thank you. I'll make sure then that the original court exhibits to the jurors will have that information removed before the jurors are either publish the information or receive copies of it. And with that, then I believe there are no other issues to take up before the jurors are brought in. Is the defense ready to proceed as well, Mr. Pryor?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Then we'll continue with testimony of this witness, and Mr. Wood, if you're ready, we'll have the jurors brought in this time.
Thank you. All rise.
I'm sorry, you hear me clicking. I'm just responding to a text from Sarah. Okay, so oh, leave me alone. I just want to get to the testimony about them unearthing, and I can't remember where.
Standing in the kitchen, facing the doorway, so the opposite direction of the last photograph.
See, there's the
You can see
evidence right
stairwell
there
going upstairs.
on this
Still
monitor
pictures
here.
on the wall, TV, thing, papers on the counter. Everything looked normal at that point. Yeah,
Didn't say ammunition, those are for bullets, correct?
correct.
What did you observe in State's Exhibit 8D?
This was one of the rifles that we had located in the garage in apartment 175.
Damn it. Hold on. Because they showed everything
What you can't see up top.
Judge, unresponsive.
when they were at the grave site. Is this it? Because he wasn't even looking at the monitor.
And as part of your investigation, did you know when she had died?
Yes,
When was that?
October 19th of 2019.
You testified that your primary focus was locating Tylee and JJ, correct?
That's correct.
Your Honor, we just have a very brief sidebar.
Yes.
All right. Look, I can't find what I'm looking for, and I hate this because he was describing how they found the bodies burnt, and that's the clip that I had, and I can't find all of it. So, but one more thing before we get out of here, and I'm gonna have to call Sarah because she's calling me, and she's texting me. She's nervous. But I also wanted to talk about the two women that was missing. I don't know if you guys knew it, but Jillian Kelly and her wife, they were driving to pick up the kids to take them to a birthday party, and they disappeared. Well, the grandmother who wanted the children and didn't want them to be around, I guess, the lifestyle she was living. Can I say that? The lifestyle she was living. They killed both of those women. Okay. They killed them. Hold on a second. I just saw this. This was just sent to me because we were talking about it. And shit, hold on, a commercial.
Welcome in. We are following.
Okay, we were talking about this. I was talking about this with a friend of mine, and she just sent me a message along with Sarah sending me messages that they found that the grandmother confessed to Cain these two women, and they've been arrested.
Breaking news tonight out of Oklahoma, where in the last hour, major developments in the disappearance of two Kansas women. 12 News reporter Cale Chapman joining us in the studio now. And Cale, you talked to law enforcement. What have we learned?
Dylan, that's right. I just got off the phone with the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation. We now have identities for 4 people that were arrested on suspicion of 2 counts of first-degree murder in connection with the disappearance of Veronica Butler and Jillian Kelly. The 2 Kansas women, they were both last seen 2 weeks ago. Those 4 that were arrested are 43-year-old Tad Colum, 54-year-old Tiffany Adams, 50-year-old Cole Earl Twombly, and 44-year-old Cora Twombly. OSBI says one of them was arrested in Texas County, Oklahoma. The other 3 people were arrested just 1 county over in Cimarron County. And all of this is in the Oklahoma Panhandle. All 4 were booked into the Texas County Jail on 2 counts of first-degree murder, 2 counts of kidnapping, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit murder in the first degree. Butler and Kelly have still not been located. They went missing 2 weeks ago. OSBI said they are continuing to search for both women.
So you remember they found the car, but they hadn't found the women. And they were thinking that foul play, which it is foul play. They never made it to pick up the kids. They was supposed to be meeting the grandmother to get the kids. Supposedly the grandmother said they never showed up. Well, guess what? They did. And she killed these women because she didn't want these kids to be around her. The grandmother. I can't believe that. They went missing, the end of March? But the grandmother. Well, shit, I wouldn't do that. Oh my God. The grandmother did this. What the fuck is wrong with these people? I can't. So I can't. They found the women's car. Remember, they found it on a dirt road, but they don't know what happened. So that means that they drove it. But the grandmother, not the husband, not the girlfriend, but the grandmother. So again, this shit is crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Crazy Cat Mama, I see that super chat. Thank you. I am so sorry. I was not. I was all into that detective talking about how they found these bodies. And I just couldn't believe that the flesh, way he was talking about it. And Chad Daybell was just sitting there like he didn't have a care in the world. But during those opening statements, and I told you, they said that that he had desire for sex, power, and money, and that they sought to eliminate any obstacles in their way. But he wanted a life with Lori Vallow, who was also married. And you know, she's already been convicted. And we heard her talking about Jesus Christ know what happened. She murdered her kids. She murdered her brother killed her husband because he was trying to get her to get some help. What was it? JJ was 7 and Tylee was like 16 years old. And they were found in a pet cemetery. And I think it was like a month or two. It was a month. That after they went missing, Tammy was killed. And Alex, and I believe that woman said, Alex came into the home and took JJ out the house. And she said that he looked like he was just sleeping. I think JJ was deceased then. And she wanted to collect she wanted that insurance money for those kids. He wanted the insurance money for his now deceased wife. And then they trot off to Hawaii so they can begin their celestial lives together. They got married. And when the cops were questioning him, this man said that he only met Lori a couple of times. Anyway, this shit is it's disgusting. But we heard that Lori is actually going to trial in Arizona, and that's for the murder of her 4th husband, Charles. And he was killed by her brother, Alex. We saw that video with her standing outside, acting like she didn't have a care in the fucking world. She had no care that those kids, that Taylor's dad was in the house deceased because her brother killed him. And what she met she met Chad in 2017, 2018, around that time frame. I'm going to look at my timeline again. And then she started conspiring to get rid of Charles, to get rid of JJ, to get rid of Taylor, to get rid of Tammy. They all were in it together. Her brother Alex, who died mysteriously, the girlfriend was calling, or the wife, whatever it was, and they found out that he has some kind of because they did another autopsy on him too. But she tried to K her niece's husband, Melanie. These people are sick. And this goes on every day. We just don't hear about it. And again, Taylor's body was dismembered. Who dismembered Taylor? And she was burned. Who dismembered that young woman? They exhumed Tammy's body again. They found out, she didn't die of natural causes. Now, Alex, they said he had some type of blood, what was it, a blood clot? I think he had a blood clot that was lodged between, but there was also Narcan found in his system as well. So again, these people are disgusting. I'm so sorry. They're nuts. Y'all are crazy. But anyway, I wanted to come live, and I definitely want to make sure that you guys are here for I'm live at 3:30 Pacific Northwest time. It'll be 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern. And I'm going to tell you, this woman, Sarah, has sent me all these files. She has so much stuff on her daughter's case, and she is relentless on trying to find out what happened to her daughter. If you guys don't know about Heather Teague, she was kidnapped, dragged from the beach. She was sunbathing while she was out working for the police, and she was being observed through a telescope. They saw the whole thing. Yes, yes, yes. I played those. I played those. I played those. He looks really, really good now. He and his wife were going through a really trying time. They've they went to counseling. I still follow him on IG. He looks really, Kobe looks really, really good. His little girls are gorgeous. Heather, oh, why are you? Oh, Heather Teague. Oh, I thought you meant the other Heather. Yeah, Heather Teague. But Sarah is a really, so she's kind of shy, guys. I told her she didn't have to come on camera. She wanted me to do a call with her on the phone, and I told her that was a little bit too much. So she will be here. Hi, Pick Me. Yeah, she's a little shy. Yeah, he had a pulmonary. Yeah, because they said he had a blood clot, but they also found Norcaine in his system. I remember that. Yeah, she's a little shy, but she's very concise. And when I was talking to her, I'm writing down all of this stuff. And then I told her, I said, send me what you have. And she just started flooding me. So trying to get through all of this stuff. And she wanted to go live yesterday, but then she had her grandson and she was doing some stuff with him. And I told her the best thing, because I told her we can do it this weekend or the following weekend, because I will be traveling this week. Yep, her niece went missing 10 years to the day. Yes, she did. And thank you so much for getting me in touch with her. I've enjoyed talking to her. I'm getting ready to call her in about as soon as I get off of here, because we need to go through a few things, because some things she sent to me, I'm not quite sure of where to put it during our discussion, because she sent me so much stuff, and I've been trying to download everything that's going to be pertinent to what we're discussing. So and what I'm going to do is, even after I talk to her today, there is so much more, so I will probably do a part 2 on that. Wait a minute, Heidi, congratulations, Lynn. Oh my God, you're going to be in heaven. Oh my God, you're going to be in heaven. I love little girls. Well, I like little boys too, except for when they pee on you. Soon as that air hits them and you pull that diaper off, and I started getting good at that. I'm telling you, especially when I had boys. The first one would get me, but after that, I started getting good at changing them diapers. Congratulations, sweetie. I know Missy is having a granddaughter as well. Ooh, granddaughters are the best. I love buying the little cute clothes for them, doing their hair. Little boys are just basic, but girls, you can just dress them up. This is girl number 7. I have 7 granddaughters and 3 grandsons. 1, 2, yep, 3 of them. 3 grandsons. Oh my God, congratulations. Yep. And I will be seeing all of them this summer. I can make one trip to the East Coast and catch those, and then my trip to England. You have one boy. You're going to get two more. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh Lord. Now they're saying, so I don't know if you guys were following the case out of Florida as well, when this woman was kidnapped in broad daylight. Catherine Guerrero, she was kidnapped in broad daylight. Now they think that they found her body and she was kidnapped at gunpoint. I'm telling you, these people are crazy. I'm telling you, they are crazy. But I'm going to go. I need to get myself together. I need to get my notes and stuff together. But again, I'm going to ask this and I'm going to be nice about it. Please, I know that you guys have my best interest at heart and you want me to know what's being said. But again, I give no fucks about what's being said. You look at the people that are saying it. Anything I've said or I've done, okay, I did it. I said it. I did it. That's me. I'm not going to give no buts, no nothing. If I said it, I said it. If I did it, I did it. That's just me. So I don't care what they have to say. I really don't. And before I do this interview, I need to call her, but then I need to run back out because I need to go to one more store. There you go, Scotland. There you go. But no, so I really don't care. I don't watch them, and I don't watch them for a reason. Will not watch them. If I hear about it, I hear about it on other channels, which is making me think maybe I need to stop going into other channels, but that's not, because I actually like a lot of the stuff. When I hear the laughter and stuff, sometimes they're talking about stuff I don't want to hear. I just leave. I don't make an announcement. I just leave. But again, I'm going to say this. It's not just because it was Brooke. It's everyone. I said all the pizzas that are being delivered. It's a waste of people's money. It's theft. It's theft. I don't care how you cut it. I don't care who the pizzas are going to. It's theft. Calling CPS, waste of resources. Calling the cops, unless there's a real emergency, it's a waste of resources. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. So don't say they are doing this, they over there, they. When you're speaking of people, say who you're talking about. Because they don't stand behind that shit. So I just don't play that. So whether it was Brooke or the B, I just don't think it's right. It's a waste of resources, point blank, period. It's theft. You have employees that are making this food. Then you have people that have to go out and deliver it. That's gas money. It's theft. I don't know who's doing it. I think it's someone that doesn't like any of them. And I'll say it again. It's someone that doesn't like any of them that's playing these little games. So that's where I have to go with that. So guys, I love you all and I hope you guys are back. I need to call and speak to Sarah, and then I need to make at least one run. I need to make one run. I need to go. Oh, I hate going to Walmart, but I think I need to go to Walmart because that's the only one that sells my Charmin Essential toilet paper. I don't like no other toilet paper but the Charmin Essentials. That's it. So I need to go to Walmart and get that. And when I'm down to 4 rows, and I go get the big ones, and I don't like wait until the last minute because then it slips my mind. So I will definitely see you guys later. Hopefully you're here. Just make sure you check out her story. That way, if you have any questions while she's here, you can ask her. But pick me again. Me, I hate going to Walmart. Hate it. I hate going to Walmart. But I have to, well, matter of fact, I think I'm just going to call and have it delivered. But then if it's not going to be delivered to tomorrow, that's not going to work. So I need to go get it today. And I know I'm not going to be here, but I still need to get it while it's on my mind. I'm serious. I need to go get it. And then I need to go and get my Tide. So when I get home and I need to have, y'all don't understand. When I see stuff that I need, I need to go get it. Point blank, period. I was out of storage bags. Hi, Heidi. Hi, Ethel. So I had to go get storage bags so I can clean out the bottom of my refrigerator for stuff that I had cooked so I can put in the freezer. Yeah, so Costco doesn't have not at this one here. They don't have it. Crazy Cat Mom, I'm not coming to see you. Not this trip anyway. So I would definitely I would definitely see you guys later. But I've been doing laundry and stuff this morning, so I'm down to one Tide Pod. And shit, I didn't realize I hadn't bought any Tide Pods since I guess December, because I normally buy 2, and I was like, damn, I'm down. So I have to go replenish that as well. So I just need to get that stuff done, because if not, it's going to bug the piss out of me. So I love you guys. I will definitely see you all later. Have a great day until I see you. Bye.